Hi everyone, my name is Peter Boyer, as I already mentioned in the other video. As you know, in English we have 12 tenses, and today I'm going to talk about the first one, present simple. The scheme for present simple is subject plus word 1. Instead of word 1 we could also say short infinitive, or the dictionary form of the verb, or the base form of the verb, and so on and so forth. Uses. We have 4 uses, at least 4 uses, and in the 4th use we have really many subcategories from A to H that would sum up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 subcategories, so you really have to be attentive. Now, first use, present simple. 1a. Present simple expresses one single simple action at the present moment. The teacher enters the classroom. The bus stops. Daniel lifts the bag. Alright. Second use, that would be 1b. The present state of a subject, of the subject. Now let's stop here a little bit. It's the present state of the subject, okay? It's not an action, it's a state. And we can speak about stative verbs and verbs that express action. Verbs that express action are like to lift, to work, to jump, to dance, and so on and so forth. And there are stative verbs like need, want, love, hate, belong, and so on and so forth. So these are states, stative verbs. She looks happy. He seems disappointed. Alright, second use. Habitual or repeated actions, things we usually do, everyday routines. It's very important that this is the most common use of present simple. We use present simple for daily routines, repeated actions, things that we usually do, and I have some examples here for you. I have a cup of tea every morning. We wake up at 7 a.m. every day. We usually read the newspapers. Now, as I read these sentences for you, you could notice that the time indicators fall at two different parts. At the sentence, or I would say there are type 1 and type 2 time indicators. With type 1 time indicators, the sentence would look like this: subject plus time indicator plus verb. So the time indicator follows right after the subject. These time indicators are always, never, often, regularly, usually, sometimes, normally, generally, rarely. Example: we often sing folk songs. I never drink alcohol. Okay, type 2 time indicators. These end the sentence actually, so the sentence would look like subject plus verb plus time indicator. Every day, once a year, twice a month, every decade. For example, I visit my grandma every week. Good. Let's follow up. Third use. General statements concerning all time, yes. Action permanently characterizing the subject. She smokes too much. I prefer summer to winter. We eat pizza with garlic. So these, in this situation, The action has to permanently characterize the subject. It must always be true about the subject. Good. Point B. Natural, scientific or eternal truths. Natural, scientific and eternal truths are very close to one another, but still there is a difference. For instance, birds fly. This is a natural truth. Dogs bark. Natural truth. People eat. Natural and scientific truth. Water freezes at 0 Celsius degrees. Natural and scientific truth. Okay, and sun burns the skin. Natural, scientific truth. And here comes an eternal truth. Actions speak louder than words. Fourth use. And the fourth use, as I said, we have subcategories from A to H. Let's see them. Present continuous can be used instead of present simple, Present simple can be used instead of present continuous with verbs that cannot be used in the continuous. I hear a knock at the door. I see a bus on the street. I don't understand what you're saying. I belong to my family. Let's see the first sentence. I hear a knock at the door. Of course, we will use I hear a knock at the door instead of I am hearing a knock at the door, which would be present continuous, because hearing, I am hearing, would have another connotation. For instance, there's a difference between I hear somebody saying something or the police is hearing the witnesses. Alright, seeing. For instance, I see a bus on the street. Very simple. Instead of seeing, which would have another connotation, like the doctor is seeing the patient. I don't understand what you're saying, or I belong to my family. Stative verbs. And stative verbs cannot put in ing form, in continuous form, because they are not actions. They don't express actions. Only verbs that express actions can be put in continuous forms. B. Radio TV commentator at sport events. Jones passes the ball to Diego. He takes the ball and scores the goal. Okay? Here we had present simple. Alright, point C. When the speaker is showing how something is done and accompanies his words by the action. Now watch. I take the glass in my left hand, then I pour some water into it. You can find this usage actually with commercials, TV commercials, and those type of programs where they teach you how to use something, how to cook something, and so on and so forth. Point D. For future actions related to timetables, programs, and schedules. Okay, schedule and schedule are both good pronunciations. The train leaves at 6 o'clock, right? So when you have future actions related to timetables, you will still use present simple. Another example, Romanian class starts at 9 o'clock, right? Or mother leaves her job at 4 p.m. Good, because these are timetables, these are programs, these are schedules. Point E. Jobs, professions, and permanent actions. What do you do? I operate people, I'm a doctor. I repair cars, I'm a car mechanic. I study chemistry, I'm a student. So, here you have to understand something. If you say, I play football, it means it is my job, right? So for instance, if somebody on the street says, I am playing football in present continuous, that means that right then he is playing football. But if you interview Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo and he says, I play football, that means he makes a living by playing football. Yes, it is his job. I study chemistry. It is your job, so to say. It is what you do constantly because you are a student. I repair cars. What do you do? You repair cars, right? Because you're a car mechanic. F. In describing works of art. On this picture, this is the example. On this picture we see as the father sits on the chair. On his right, his wife talks to their children. G. Stage remarks, directions given by the playwright or the director of the scene. The phone rings, the secretary enters, picks up the phone, calls the boss to take the phone. And H, after here and there. Here comes my friend, there goes our bus. Thank you very much for your attention. Peace.